Ever since I was a kid, I've been pretty lucky. Not in the sense where I'd occasionally find a lucky penny on the floor. It's more like I got lucky in the genetic department. I'm at a pretty average height, not too small or tall. I have green eyes, which I've heard is the rarest eye color on the planet, so that's pretty neat. But most importantly of all, I have a really strong immune and digestive system. I get sick a pretty normal amount each year, so that's not the stupendous bit here. What's actually impressive is how much food my body's able to handle. No matter how much I'd eat, I wouldn't weigh more than 150 pounds, or 68 kilograms if you live in any other place besides America. Speaking of America, if you don't know anything about the place, you should at least know that everything here is big. And by everything, I mean the food. The food here is absolutely massive. Italy might have the Leaning Tower of Pisa, but we have the Leaning Tower of Pizza. If you go to any restaurant here that isn't strictly fast food, you're going to see a cheeseburger on the menu that reaches unprecedented heights and calories. So knowing all of this, you're probably wondering why I'm not bloated out of my mind right now. Well, first off, I don't eat out too often. Most of the meals that I've eaten are either made by me or my mom. And secondly, I eat very slowly. In the time it would take me to eat one slice of pizza, my brother, who is 2 years younger than me, has already downed 3 slices. And my little sister, who is 5 years younger than me, would sometimes finish her meal before I could finish mine. However, there's still something here that just doesn't make sense. If I decide that I'm going to eat a whole cake in one sitting, it doesn't matter how long I take, it will still be considered very unhealthy. But the speed at which I eat isn't the only way to define how I do the simple task of eating food. You see, there's this YouTuber called Jaden Animations. I don't know if you've heard of her, but for all of you long-time fans of hers, do you remember something called the Perfect Bite? It was from an older video. And the way she described it within that video is word for word exactly how I eat pretty much anything. Let's say there was a totally healthy meal of a burger. I would eat the outside of the burger first and finish on the inside, because the inside is where all the good stuff is. However, my point mentioned earlier still stands. Eating a burger is rarely considered a healthy option when it comes to food. Sure, I could just follow this diagram that you see in every elementary school that's ever existed, but I learned something else about diets in school. Some days, I just wouldn't eat lunch at school. Not because of some mentally deprecating reason, I just didn't like what they served on certain days. So I skipped, because we were just allowed to leave the cafeteria whenever we wanted. Now, I might have been able to afford to skip lunch like that, because I live in the oh-so-wonderful land of America, where everything is fat, and the Pringles here are significantly bigger than what you'd find in Japan. But some people can't afford to skip lunch like I did. In fact, some people can't even afford 3 meals a day. So if you really want to be more healthy, then take my advice and watch your calories, eat healthier foods, and work out more. It might be generic advice, but it's generic because it works. And I would also advise you to not take advice from a YouTuber. Go see a professional instead. I'm just a guy on the internet who wants to make the world a better place. And with that, I hope you've learned something from this video, and I hope you have a great day.